Hi, so I was working on the video on jealousy and I reached a point where my brain said, no, this is too hard, we need a break. Also, I'm sick, as you can probably hear, so my brain doesn't work very well anyway. So the video on jealousy will come out eventually, but for now we're talking about custom content because that's easier, and specifically Afro Hair CC. For context, I'm a white AFAB person with hair that's somewhere in the type 2 category. I've kept it very short for a couple years now, so I don't know exactly anymore, but point is, I'm not an expert on Afro hair types and hairstyles. I followed the latest resurgence of the natural hair movement and learned a lot from it, so hopefully I have the terminology down at least, but if I make mistakes and you have the bandwidth to correct me, I would be grateful if you did. Since I've been making these deep dives on game features, I've tried to curate a minimalist Maxis Match CC folder especially for it, because I want to give you pretty things to look at while I talk, and I realized that it didn't have as many curly, kinky and coily hairs as I would like for my black sims. I definitely can't count on the vanilla game for variety in that department. The Sims 2 doesn't have the best treatment of race in general, right? First off, we only have 4 skin tones that skew quite pale. At the very least, I think that the game should have been released with a skin tone in between 3 and 4, and definitely a skin 5, if not also a skin 6. And it's the same with the hairstyles we have. The vast majority of them are geared towards straight hair. One of the exceptions is the hairstyle that was given to Sophie Miguel and Melody Tinker, which looks pretty good actually for vanilla hair. It's a hairstyle that exists in real life that is called Bantu Knots. Bantu referring to the Bantu peoples, who are people from multiple ethnic groups from 24 countries spreading over the whole lower half of Africa, but in the game files this hairstyle is called rosettes. Question mark? I don't think there was a single black woman on the dev team, and it really shows. There would be an entire deep dive to do on racial diversity and quality of representation throughout the Sims franchise, and The Sims 2 would not come out looking very good, but that's for another day. So anyway, I embarked on a quest to find all the custom content Afro has available for The Sims 2, and I ended up putting everything I found in a Google Doc that will be linked in the description. I hope you find it useful. There's a lot of hairs. I tried to be as exhaustive as I could, so there's a wide range of stuff from clear hairs converted from The Sims 4 to realistic hairs with everything in between. I wouldn't consider myself a fan of clay hairs. Usually I use realistic textures in my personal game, but I have to say some of the clay hairs with locks or chunky braids look really good, and I'm definitely going to be using them in future videos. If you know of a nice Afro hair that is not on the list, feel free to let me know and I can add it. I tried to make it all nice and organized with categories and all. Most of the pictures are not mine, they are previews from the creators listed below them. I just took some more pictures myself when I thought it was needed. And the hairs I'm showing in this video are all linked in that document, along with many more. I was able to compile this whole thing thanks in great part to the Sims 2 hair database, which I was also able to add to in the process. The Sims 2 hair database, linked at the top here, is an open source Excel sheet with all the CC hairs available for the Sims 2. Or at least that's the goal. It's a constant work in progress, but if you're looking for CC hair, you'll find a ton of it on there. For my own document, I didn't go with the Excel format just because I'm not the most comfortable with Excel, but it should still be clear and easy enough to navigate. It's divided into 3 main categories: unisex, female, and male. In the unisex category, I put all the hairs that have at least one retexture for female sims and one for male sims, whether the mesh was originally created for one, the other, or both. Each of those main sections starts with retextures of Maxis Sims 2 hairs, then Maxis Sims 3 and Sims 4 hairs that were converted for The Sims 2, converted The Sims Medieval hairs, and then all the hairs that were made by CC creators, whether they were initially intended for The Sims 2 or converted for The Sims 2. In the unisex category, you also have hairlines and scalps that you can use in combination with any hair that you want. The hairlines can be found in makeup or face paint, depending on which version you download. The scarp is in accessories, and the scalp and hairlines overlay box is not in CAS but in buy mode under miscellaneous dressers. Then for female sims only, you've got head wraps, hijabs, and silk bonnets. They can all be found in CAS in the hair section, except for Anhamdam's hijabs, which are in accessories. Skittles silk bonnets are categorized as underwear and sleepwear only. And for male sims, you've got Durax, enabled for all clothing categories. A few of the download links are a bit fussy, but all of them should work. For example, if you want to get trappings 3D2 braided long, the download link doesn't seem to do anything, but you can make it work by right-clicking it, opening it in a new window, and refreshing the URL. Or if you want Happy's 3-2 Sweet Treats Afro, the Dropbox link seems to not be working. That happens quite often with old CC. But what you can do is replace the 3 W's in the URL with app like this, and it will work. You'll notice that some of the braided and locked hairstyles converted from The Sims 4 leave pretty large gaps showing the scalp. Examples of that are Sleeping Sims Bobby braid buns and Sleeping Sims Naya braids. But if you don't like that, you can use one of the scalp overlays that I listed. And then you can add edges. Simtrick Jamaica also looks really cute with the scalp overlay and edges. And all the Simtrick braid it has as well. There's so many great meshes out there, but beside the ones I've already shown, here are some of my favorites. OK Rujaveria, 42 braid bun, thanks to Elifa for the male conversion. Redhead Sims Gaia, Aladdin the Simmer Maria, also very cute with a scalp and edges. A Harris Brittany Nadia, Candy Sims 4 Monique in 2 versions, and Marcia Sims Marisol, they're in the same style. The bluish black color doesn't look great on deeper skin tones unfortunately, but the meshes do look really good. I hope that they'll get recolored. 42 Afro GP11, 42 Afro EF35, She Butter Faye, Ebonic Sims 12-inch braid bob, XX Black Sims Queen braids up bun with all the headbands that you can pick independently from hair color, 42 matte textured curls, nice and simple afro, Berkshire Grey Dread Knot, Ebonic Sims Shauna box braids. There's a pretty large gap in the front of that one when you look at it from the side. I think I would like it more if all the braids were pushed back behind the shoulders, but the top part of it looks really good as it is. Marso Sims Amy Han, Sleeping Sims Honey Locks, Oakio Kendall, Okeru Alexandria, Afro Sims 4U Puffy with pins, this one is so cute, Okeru Cleo, especially with Barbecue's unnatural streaks, that looks so cool, I love it. Candy Sims 4 Imani, what a gorgeous hair in both versions. Zebra's Mildred, 42 Modern Braids, a classic, 42 Braid Tide, Nook Afro Knots, 3-2 Mod Twist, Nook Kinky Curly Braid and Naomi's Trotter Edit. I love the texture on those two. Like I said, I really like a good realistic texture. Liele Lith Lala, especially in Amidala's ombre recolors. Nightcrawler Formation, also especially in Amidala's ombres again, they look so good. Halo Sim Storm, of course, a gorgeous, gorgeous hair. Liele Lith Lemonade, another classic. 3-2 Braid Side, 3-2 Short Afro, nice and simple, love it. 3-2 Electric Dreads, especially Astra and Evermore's recolors. Then literally all of the 3-2 Scarf Wraps recolors that I listed. And then for the male only hairs, Aladdin the Simmer Lucas, Ebonic Sims Cassius Braids, I love the animation, Infisim Nappy Fro, Quedisim Milo, Ento Ismail, Hella Good Sim Jay's Dread Hawk, and 42 Twists Fade. I also love the hairs that use realistic curl texture, and if you do too, you might want to get all of them. There's Ento Einhoa, Ento Carlota, Ento Craig, Ento David, Ento Isabel, Ento Noelia, Ento Violet, Entropy Secret Garden, Wings TZ0912, Wings TZ1028, Simplicity Jade, Simplicity March, Simplicity May, Simplicity Zuri, and Saomios 15. There's some meshes on the list that are a bit flawed but still look pretty good and gave me feel not zooming in too much. Two that come to mind but that I still love are Peggy 310 and Leah Lilith Zendaya. Peggy 310 has a bit of an issue along the hairline and on the scalp, and Zendaya has a visible gap between the scalp and the actual hair, probably because it's a converted mesh. But like I said, when you're playing it's pretty much unnoticeable. So that's it. I just wanted to share my appreciation for Afro hairstyles and the wonderful CC that they've inspired. Many thanks to the creators who have meshed, converted, retextured, recolored all the hairs on this list. You all make our game so much better and prettier, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed this CC showcase and that you discovered some new stuff. Feel free to share the list around. I'll keep updating it as I find more cool Afro hairs. And I'll talk to you soon, or you know, in a month or so, when the video on jealousy is ready. In the meantime, take care, don't get sick, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.